Today's topic is very, very important. It is said that the quality of our life is determined by the quality of our relationships. And that makes total sense because we're not living in a void. We have colleagues and partners and family members and friends. The quality of our relationships matters so much because they are the source of our biggest joy or our biggest pain. If we're not getting along with the people that we live with, the people that we interact with daily, we feel it in our body, we feel it in our mind. We feel stressed, we feel drained, we feel irritated and angry. And if we actually stop to notice the monologue happening in our head, we're usually having conversations with people that aren't even in the room with us. And one of the things that we don't really get taught is how to communicate, how to regulate our emotions and make space for ourselves and others. We're not taught how to have high quality relationships, which I think is insane. School taught us math, English, and PE for 12 years, but not one class about how to communicate. My opinions on the education sector aside, I am here to talk to you about how important it is to have high quality relationships and what that even means. And I'm also here to tell you that you don't just have relationships with people. If we were to define a relationship for the context of this video, it means the emotional connection you have with someone or something. And I'm gonna want you to stretch your mind just a little bit for this, but you have a relationship with every single thing in the world. What I mean by that is you have a relationship with your body, you have a relationship with food. You have a relationship with working out. You have a relationship with emotions themselves. You have a relationship with the concept of love and fear and anger. And this is one of the reasons I'm so geeky about emotional intelligence, because I do believe that the more emotionally intelligent we become, the more we evolve, the more there's joy in our life, and the more we're able to relax into being ourselves. For a lot of us in a lot of our relationships, we have this energy of wanting to prove our worth, prove our intelligence, prove our desirability. And most of us never really stop to think or feel into things intentionally. And why is it important for you to understand how you feel about this thing or person? Because they're determining so much of how you feel every single day. For example, let's say I have a partner and my relationship with my partner is healthy, happy, enjoyable, fun, playful. Our relationship allows me to just exist and have fun and get to know myself and get to know him. Healthy relationship equals healthy, happy emotions. If my relationship with my partner is toxic and dysfunctional, and we're always attacking each other and we're always talking to each other like we're enemies, my state of being, how I feel and how my body feels and how my mind feels and my thoughts and my actions, they're going to be based in stress, based in discomfort, based in disconnection. And that's just one example of literally every single relationship that we have. Because if we put people aside for just a second, we have a relationship with every single aspect of our being. We have a relationship with our hair. We have a relationship with our skin. We have a relationship with the color of our eyes. We have a relationship with every single body part and every single aspect of our being. Relationships are the energy and the feeling and the connection between us and the thing or the person. It's like a third entity between us and whatever it is that we're describing. And what's incredible is that we have the power to affect change into the relationship. Meaning, there's me, there's the other person or the other topic or thing, and then there's the relationship, which is the energetic entity between us. So a relationship consists of three elements: me, the other person or topic, and then the energy between us. Now, the thing is, we can't change people and we can't force people to be or do something that they're not. But we have an effect on the relationship, the energy we're putting into and the energy we're receiving. And it's so cool because this is where empowerment is. Your power does not lie in you forcing people to do or be something because you want them to or because you're forcing them to. Your power lies in understanding what you need and what you value and where your boundaries are, and then acting from that space of alignment. I'm gonna generalize for a bit, but in my experience, professionally and personally, It's a very simple formula that has layers to it. A relationship is as healthy as I understand myself and my needs and my boundaries within that dynamic. And then how do I act upon them? What approach am I taking? Because I could understand my needs and I could understand my boundaries, but I might be approaching it with hostility, with aggression, through an attack. The finesse and beauty of emotional intelligence is this constant learning stage for how do I get my needs met and how do I get my boundaries respected in ways that align with me. Now, here's the thing, every single person has their own way of approaching their relationships, and there isn't one right way to do things because we have different characters and different personality traits, and it's all valid, but it's not always healthy. And this is where I like to discern. Am I approaching it from a healthy way that is actually creating more evolution and expansion and joy in my system? Is it bringing me peace? Is it bringing me rest? Is it bringing me ease? Is it bringing me more connection that actually feels good for me? Or am I approaching my needs and my boundaries in a way where I'm dictating things and I'm aggressive and I'm hostile and I'm trying to force people to do what I want? Because that one doesn't leave us very happy at the end of the day. If anything, that is more draining and it's more exhausting and it's much more effort than I personally will ever put. Relationships are the source of such joy when we know how to be in them in ways that are healthy. And they are the source of hell when we are in them without awareness, without alignment, without intention. And yes, it takes courage and it takes practice to be in relationships intentionally because no one teaches us. We don't have a manual that says, okay, when you are in conflict, you do 1, 2, 3. But we do have people like myself that have gone through hell and back and then learned these things and want to share them because my life got so much better and yours can too. There are so many different tools that helped me in my own journey, and I'll tell you a few of them. And you take whatever fits you. One of the earliest things I had to learn is separating the fact and the emotion. My therapist was so adamant about me learning this skill. She said that it's so important that I look at what's happening and just see the facts. What's the story? What happened if you were to tell this story to someone else without any of the emotions involved? Like you're watching a movie scene. Who did what and who said what, but without any attack or defense. One of the techniques my therapist taught me was stop, S-T-O-P. Stop, take a look around. What are your options? Proceed from there. Essentially, when we are in conflict and our emotions are flooding us, it's so important that we're able to stop, take a look, and see what is happening so that we build our awareness of ourselves and other people. Recognize what options do we have right now? Because a lot of the time in conflict, we think the only option we have is to defend or attack. And that's not true. You always have options. And with practice, you start recognizing that. For example, I have the option of stopping this conversation, taking a 30-minute break, and then coming back when we're calmer. Finding the right option for the right situation is a skill that we all need to learn. Options are, what is the best thing I can do right now so that this conflict doesn't escalate and grow out of proportion, but we're able to approach it from a space where we want to understand and hear each other. And then P is proceed. So when you find the right option for you, you go ahead and you do it. Another thing I learned from Brene Brown is, what is the story I'm telling myself? Usually when there's conflict between me and the person or even the thing I have a relationship with, a question I ask myself is, what is the story I'm telling myself about this, about what's happening right now? Now, here we have a fork in the road because with a person, you can have a conversation. But with a thing like my body, I can't actually talk to it and have it talk back with me. With my body, what I can do is I can still ask myself the question. So for example, let's say I'm in a Pilates or yoga class and everyone else is able to do the exercises just a bit better than me. And so I'm feeling bad in my body. This is a beautiful opportunity for awareness because if I stop and notice how I'm feeling in my body, and then ask myself the question, what is the story I'm telling myself about what's happening right now? And I'm able to do it with curiosity and kindness. I could say something like, I'm comparing myself to other women in this class, and I'm judging myself based on their performance. And with emotional intelligence, we always need a hint of kindness, because at the end of the day, we are human beings trying our best. In my opinion, comparison is bullshit. And it's always a lose-lose. Because either you're putting someone above you or you're putting someone below you to feel better or worse. And so if I grab that little hint of kindness and I tell myself, I'm noticing that I'm comparing myself to these other women, and I don't have to. Bodies work differently. And I can be proud of myself for showing up, for trying, then I affect that relationship positively. Then the way I speak to my body and the way that I react to it will change accordingly. If we start sprinkling a bit more kindness and curiosity to every single relationship and dynamic we have, we can start giving ourselves the opportunity to understand where we are and understand where we want to be. So let's say, same example, I am noticing that everyone in the class is better than me. It could be a motivator for me to stay consistent, to do more for myself. But the energy with which we approach something, the intention we set, changes the whole game. What's interesting is that there are studies that show if two people go to the same gym, do the same workouts, but have different intentions, they have different results. People with more positive, loving, kind intentions, where they want to do the workout for their strength, for their body, they usually get results much faster because there is no resistance within them. But the person that does the same exact workout, same exact gym, with an intention of, I need to change because I'm not good enough. I look so ugly. I can't wait to look a certain way so that I'm acceptable or loved. That energetic intention is causing resistance internally because it's not going with the flow of naturally loving yourself and wanting to do good for yourself. There's an intelligence in the body that knows you're not doing this for the right reasons. You're doing it for reasons that aren't healthy and aren't good for you. Relationships can be so fun and so fulfilling and so wonderful. And at the end of the day, we are emotional, social, relational creatures. We are not meant to be in isolation. So the more we start learning these skills of how to relate to other people and ourselves before anything, the more we start to see joy and fulfillment in our life. It all starts with you. The more you start to understand who you are and what your relationship is with every single thing in your life, the more you start to understand how you want to approach them. You can only get to where you want to be when you understand where you are now and accept it. You are where you are now because it's valid, because this is where you are, and it's the right and perfect place for you to be. But it also can be the launching pad for you to go wherever you want to go. If you feel like you're starting this whole awareness journey, you can get a piece of paper and a pen and then write the most significant relationships in your life. Maybe it can be my partner, my mother, my best friend, my boss, and then write a few things that aren't people. My body, my relationship with money, my relationship with the divine, my relationship with food, my relationship with whatever aspects of your life that you know you have a relationship with that affects you the most. And take a few minutes to notice how you feel about each of them and write down some words. Help yourself understand where you are right now. And then you can also write where you would like to be in all of those relationships and start gently and slowly working towards a more fulfilling experience between you and whatever it is that you have a relationship with. Sometimes we discover that we want certain things from a relationship that the other person can't give. And this can be a hard conversation because it sometimes means that we need to make hard decisions. But at the end of the day, I really do believe the more we align with ourselves, take care of ourselves, and treat ourselves like we love ourselves and we're our own best friend, the easier the decisions become. They start becoming our first nature instead of something that we're learning to do because we've never been taught it or it just doesn't come naturally. Life has a funny way of teaching us to hate ourselves. And I do believe that when we start to learn how to love ourselves properly, we actually do ourselves the biggest favor in the world. There is no better investment than yourself. I'm curious to know what relationships mean for you and if anything in your perspective has shifted after watching this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.